a Nautilus for $80,000 at 5711, an AP Royal Oak 15202 for over $55,000, and then just a bunch of Rolexes, Pepsis, Batmans, and so on, going from $16,000 to $25,000. While there's other really cool watches people need to be collecting, so that's why I'm gonna make this video today. Also, quick disclaimer, a lot of the pictures I'm gonna be getting is from A Collected Man and Hodinkee, my favorite publications, and also photographers out there, so that's just a little bit of a disclaimer. But guys, AB here from Watch Collector Shy Productions, and in today's episode I'm going to be showing you guys the most undervalued watches in my opinion, watches that people should be collecting. I know the Royal Oaks and the Nautiluses of the world are very collectible at the moment, as you can see with the price points, but these watches are so undervalued and they're so special in the market that sometimes I wonder to myself, why aren't they catching up? Sometimes I'm kind of happy that people aren't discovering them because maybe I could buy them in the future. But these watches are absolutely phenomenal. For those who want affordable watches, don't worry, I got you covered in this episode as well. So guys, welcome to the second episode of Take 5. So this first watch is the Cartier Monopusher. Now it seems like a very plain Jane watch on the surface. It is a beautiful watch, but it kind of seems plain until first and foremost you see the Monopusher. So that's basically a chronograph, but it doesn't seem like a chronograph. It's just one button that you have to click to activate it. So that alone already makes it a really cool watch. However, what makes this watch collectible in my opinion is not necessarily the complication itself, it's actually the movement. The movement was developed by three rock stars of the horology world, F.P. Journe, De Bethune, and Vianney Halter. So let's put aside the fact that this is a Monopusher, which is already a really cool thing. Having these three rock star watchmakers, master watchmakers develop this movement is already reason enough to collect these watches, but then when you look at it in the pre-owned market, they're relatively affordable considering what it is. You find 5711s and 15202s for over 80 grand, and then this one, the last one I saw, is about 15,000, which is actually kind of ridiculous for this watch. Maybe because dress watches aren't really in right now with the hype, but this watch is absolutely stunning, and in my opinion, if you could pick one up, it's a great watch to add for your collection. The next watch on the list is the AP Quantum Perpetual calendar, developed in 1978. Now, the reason why that year is very special is because in 1978, if you look at kind of watch history, you'll see that was in the middle of the quartz crisis. While everybody thought that quartz was the future, everybody was going towards quartz as the new technology, AP decided to go the complete opposite and create the world's thinnest perpetual calendar at the time, the AP Quantum Perpetual. Now, another thing that's really special about this movement is the fact that the 2120 caliber was in 1978 AP's thinnest perpetual calendar movement. But what most people don't know is that this movement actually derived from JLC's caliber 920, which is their legendary ultra thin movement, and that already makes it really special. It was one of those times where AP kind of got JLC's help to create this movement at the time, and it's just an absolutely stunning watch. The specific one we're looking at is the blue Tuscan dial in white gold, which is the one I would absolutely love to have. But they have a lot of other really cool dials. They have gear shade dials. They even have very simple dials for those who don't want to go crazy with it. But they have a lot of iterations of this watch, so if you're interested, just take a look and look for the 2120 caliber, the AP Perpetuals from the 1970s. Those are really cool to collect in my opinion. Now the next one are actually two watches by IWC. The IWC 3531 Portuguese, which is considered by a lot of collectors the perfect Portuguese because of its 35mm size. It actually wears a lot bigger. It's a very special watch. And the IWC Mark 12. Now the reason why I'm adding these to the list because they're very undervalued in the market, and the watches actually don't house IWC movements. They house JLC 891 calibers, and those are really robust movements. They were used in a lot of watches, but IWC decided to go with the 891 from JLC, which in my opinion makes that kind of special, gives it a little bit extra to otherwise simple watches. So guys, here's the slightly more affordable section of the video. At under $1,000, it's pretty hard for you to find something incredibly significant when it comes to collectability, but these watches in my opinion are very cool, and honestly, people should be collecting them because of what they are. Nothing really crazy when it comes to the historical value, but they're really cool watches. If you really wanted something very collectible, you could probably go with Universal Geneve Pearl routers or IWC 8541s or the Caliber 89. Those watches are pretty cool as well, but It's very hard for you to find really good condition watches, vintage watches at that price point. This last choice actually might shock you a little bit, but it is the Seiko Precision with the unique dials. Now this kind of goes back to my belief that you don't have to take this hobby too seriously to enjoy it. And those unique dials are absolutely stunning. They're works of art, and for under $1,000 you can find a lot of really cool watches that you could collect from them. In fact, you could even just collect Seiko Precision unique dials and you could have a really big collection. The Fukushiki, for example, has a really beautiful dial. The Blue Moons have really cool unique dials. Honestly, they're really fun to collect, and for under $1,000 you can't really go wrong with the Seiko Precision. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. Please add in the comment section what you think are undervalued in the market right now, what people should be looking at, some stuff that should be collectible but people just don't really realize it's there. Let us know in the comment section below, and also let me know what other episodes you want to see from Take 5. Just add some suggestions for topics and I'm gonna make sure I cover all of them in future episodes. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.